Hello and welcome to the News by Standards. The UK's response to the plight of those taken hostage is failing British citizens, a group of MPs have warned. The Foreign Affairs Committee highlighted examples of ministerial clumsiness and hurtful comments in its communication with families. Conservative MP Alicia Kearns said families were too often left to feel they are an inconvenience. The government said the best interests of British detainees was at the heart of its consular work. The committee's inquiry examined recent high-profile cases of state-level hostage-taking, including Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe and Anousheh Ashouri, who were released in March 2022 after years of detention in Iran. The British-Iranian nationals were arrested on spying charges, which they both denied. In a new report, the committee found the government had failed to learn lessons from past cases and had been too slow to call out countries for state hostage-taking. Ms Kearns, who chairs the committee, said the issue posed a growing threat to the UK, with abductor states weaponising the citizenship of British nationals and using them as diplomatic bargaining chips. The committee said communication around hostage-taking had been plagued by inconsistency and clumsiness, and that UK nationals had been let down by information shared by ministers. It cited the example of Boris Johnson when he was Foreign Secretary in 2017, wrongly saying Ms Zaghari Ratcliffe had been teaching journalism in Iran. Her husband Richard told the committee the comment was used in evidence against her at a subsequent trial and in Iranian propaganda. The report was also critical of then Foreign Secretary Liz Truss's handling of the case of Murad Tazbaz, a British-born environmentalist still held in Iran, who also holds Iranian and US nationality. It said Ms Truss did not stand by an agreement with the US that Mr Tazbaz would be released alongside Ms Zaghari Ratcliffe and Mr Ashouri in March 2022, and that his family first learnt this from the media. She eventually called the family and told them Murad is now a US problem, the report added. Ms Kearns said the treatment of Mr Tazbaz's family was frankly insensitive and hurtful. Families too often are left to feel like they are an inconvenience, she told BBC Radio 4's Today programme. Too often dual nationals felt like their Britishness was in question. The report also highlighted considerable ministerial transience in recent years, with 5 different foreign secretaries holding the post during Ms Zaghari Ratcliffe's detention. It said that this contributed to inconsistencies of approach and increased the risks of missing opportunities. The committee called for a new post, a director for arbitrary and complex detentions, with a direct line to the Prime Minister to provide a single point of contact for families and coordinate the government's response. The report rejected the Foreign Office's presumption that quiet diplomacy and family silence is always appropriate in hostage-taking situations. Silence abets state hostage-taking, it said, adding that the government should use the strongest possible language to call out cases where detentions are being used for leverage. A Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office spokesman said consular officials are available 24/7 for families to receive tailored support. He added, the best interests of British national detainees is at the heart of our consular work, and we support and work with their families wherever we can.